Hi, I'm Paul Hinkle, doitnowcoach.com. This video is how to use core values to power your success in all areas. We are going to be taking you through a fillable PDF template you can download at doitnowcoach.com. It's called Values Power Success, or go to valuespowersuccess.com if you need to get more information about this template. This tutorial will teach you how to identify the values that will power the success you want in all areas of life. Let's get started. If you've downloaded the template, it will look like this. Downloading the fillable PDF template, make sure that your reader will utilize the functions inside the template. For example, the drop downs need to be able to work with the PDF reader you're using. The dating functions here, look at how dating works. Press these date drop downs and they'll reading it with Adobe free reader. So check on the functions of the PDF. If it's not working with the PDF reader you're using, make sure you have Adobe free reader. There is a download link right here. If you download this Adobe reader, do not install this other crap. You've got your PDF template open on your device, or you're just using a journal of some type, and that's fine too if you don't buy the template to go alongside this. I'm going to show you how this works. What happens with values? Core values are the beliefs that guide your decision making, the beliefs, the attitudes you have, the way you make decisions is guided by your values. For example, someone working constantly and is will they enjoy it, looks like they revel in the fact that they work hard. That's probably a deep ingrained value. Sometimes we just call it hard work value. Well, I like working hard. It's a value. Your values are what's important to you about making any decision. In other words, is it important that you're honest in every decision you make? Honesty would be a value. If you are a very good salesman, you're probably very good at following through. You probably have follow through values. You like to follow through. You like to take care of people long term. That's a value, follow through, or whatever you want to term that activity is a follow through. When people never quit, when they keep going, that's a determination value or an intensity value. You can call it what you want, but ask yourself, if I want to be that person that never quits, that keeps going, how would I describe that? What is the value that I would call that? What would I see that as being? Start becoming that person. Start describing that as one of your values. You adapted your values from being raised or education, or maybe your religion, your faith played a role in some of the values that you've chosen, but your values came from other sources. You were not born with any specific value. You adapted them, you were influenced into them, and you can control how your values affect you. So your values help you meet your goals in life. Let's look at how to do that. To make your core values power your success, figure out what your success is in each area of life. What you're asked to do in this PDF template is to build an ideal picture of your future in each area of life that you've chosen as being important. We gave you some drop down here to choose between different areas of life or how you want to name these. You can also change the name entirely and put whatever you want on these areas. But what you are going to do is you're going to journal in each of these areas underneath an area of life. For example, in family and relationships, you're going to journal and describe an ideal picture of your future in that area. I like to call it the beautiful ideal picture. Describe that picture, and you can take as few as 3 to 5 sentences, or you can take a lot more if you want, but give yourself a great description of the life you want to be living. It may be very parallel to what you're doing, or it may be a long ways from it, but describe that ideal picture that's beautiful beautiful and that you want to be living. And realize also nothing is going to turn out perfect, but you can have a target. You can have a vision for how you want it to turn out. The journey along the way is going to be amazing as you go toward that more beautiful picture of your future that you seek out. In your family and relationships area, journal at least 3 to 5 sentences describing that beautiful ideal future. And then do the same thing for work. Go through the different areas of your work and how you would love to see yourself performing in the long term. Do the same thing for finances. Ask yourself questions about how you want your debt structure to look in the future. Do you want to be in debt like you might be today, or do you want to be out of debt entirely? Would you like to have more mail money coming in than you have money coming in from your job? What situation would you like to be in financially, ideally, in your beautiful, ideal picture of your future? Paint a beautiful picture of that you're excited about. You want to paint a picture that helps you create goals. You can extract your core values that will support that goal. Right now, we're going through the process of describing each area of life as you would see it being ideal relative to where you are now. Because if you have done Balanced Life Today, and by the way, this is a good time for a commercial for Balanced Life Today. At balancedlifetoday.com, you can download a free template called Balanced Life Today. Helps you figure out what your goals are in all areas of life and how to make the progress toward those goals immediately. Go through each area of life. One area here we give you, for example, inner wellness, spirituality, philosophy, ideology, religion, whatever you want to call the inner wellness area of your life, you can call it that. And then you work on your goals. What are your goals for that area? How do you want that area to look? Are you describing how it looks today? Physical and health, or call that whatever you want. Health, well-being, whatever you want to call that area of life. Learning and educational. Describe your beautiful ideal future for each area. We'll give you some clues of your long-term goals, and also it'll give you a clue of values to support a goals achievement in each of those areas. Let's assume you've done a little bit of that. Your ideal picture will look like this. Then scroll down to the next area. Before you do anything else in that area, scroll down to the 171 values list on the next page. And you can go through these values, pick out values that pop out at you. Note the values that really pop out at you, the values that you see that you think may describe who you are or who you want to be. Pick the ones that are important to your goals. If you've written down beautiful ideal pictures, start getting an idea of what the values are that support those beautiful ideal pictures. What do you see on the 171 values list that supports your beautiful ideal pictures? You're looking for core values that really mean something to you and will drive you. The next step is to go back up to this ideal picture exercise, start listing some values that would be required in order to carry out each of these beautiful ideal futures. In order to make these beautiful ideal futures reality, what kind of values would that person need? What kind of values would the person spending more time with their family, seeing their family at various times of the year more often than they have before? What would those values be? And a couple that you think speak to you in each area. Look at your work area. What do I have to be in work? I put on mine follow through and systematics. And systematics, that means something to me. I didn't even list it on the 171's values list, but to me, that means that I have systems in place for a number of my most important activities that allow me to focus on those activities and do them. That's what that value means to me. And so go down the list and identify values that you think are indicated needed in each of those areas. Once you've done that, you've checked off values that you jump out at you on the 171 values list. You have listed values that you are comfortable are solid values and you're excited about those values that support all areas of life. List values you're picking, list those values, brainstorm how they fuel your success. This helps you solidify how important that value is. If I've listed some of my values, I want wanted to look at it. And the next step would be to list underneath them how that value fuels success. In other words, make a case for that value to help you be more successful, to help you achieve that beautiful, ideal future, make that beautiful, ideal picture come true. Once you have completed all areas of describing how your values fuel your success, then give yourself a self-ratings. Ask yourself, how am I doing right now relative to that one? If I wrote some things about follow-through, for example, here I would say, how am I doing on that? I didn't write anything on here, but when I did this one, by the way, I gave myself a self-rating of 50%. That's what I felt about it. That's what I put there for the rating. Do the self-ratings and date it. That will allow you any time to give yourself a self-rating. You'll know when you rated yourself last and what self-rating. The next page, set up your values. You list your values, you date them, and then you give yourself a self-rating. Each review, give yourself self-ratings. You can self-rate yourself in these two areas. Self-evaluation is very important. After you've set up a set of values, place in your calendar a review date at least every 6 months for your values. Maybe a little more often at first. If you change some value, you plug in some new values, you may need to look at those values a lot more often. You may also want to consider buying Track It Success, where you can look at that at trackitsuccess.com. It'll allow you to take a value and track how well you're doing on that value daily. Track It Success is a fillable PDF template that we sell that allows you to multiply a good habit and reduce a bad habit. Use it to work on values, just like Ben Franklin worked on his values. We have a Ben Franklin tracker inside Track It Success. That's another valuable tool that makes values power your success. To recap, to make values power your success, first choose the success you want to power. Build beautiful, ideal pictures in all important areas of life. Determine which core values best support those beautiful, ideal pictures that you have painted. Commit to a self-evaluation to keep yourself using the powerful values you have chosen to help achieve your dreams. Please comment below which values you are operating from right now. What are your key values? Leave comments below. Please like and share this video with anyone you know that wants to improve their results and use their own personal values to power their success. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next video.